Hey, I've been asked this multiple times, and it's a really lengthy conversation that I always have to type it out, and it's kind of well, it's not necessarily annoying because I don't mind helping people, but hey, there is lots of tutorials online, and I'm sure you can find them, but I'm gonna give it to you the easiest way here. This tutorial, or whatever you want to call it, is basically how to torrent something, and not necessarily exactly what a torrent is, but because you can figure that out on, I'm just going to show you how to do it properly, because there's lots of different things that you gotta worry about. So first off, I'm doing this on the Mac. You can torrent on a PC, but I don't really give a shit about you guys, so I'm just going to show you how to do it on a Mac. It's your own fault for not having a Mac. All right. Anyways, you're gonna have to download a torrent client, which is an application. I use Transmissions. There's uTorrent. There's lots of different applications out there. I just use Transmissions because I've just always used it. I've never had an issue with it and haven't had the need to switch over to any of the other ones. So we're going to go ahead and download that. So go ahead and open up Safari. I was already here, so I guess it saved it. So you want to go to Transmissions. You can Google it, but you can also look at the URL here. So go there. You're gonna have to download it. Remember, if you're older operating system below 10.5, which would be Tiger, you will not be able to run this unless they've got a different version here. But I am gonna run with the latest one, as I'm running 10.7.2 or 1. Sorry. Well, okay. So once that downloads, you're gonna go ahead and open it up here. So you just click on that DMG. You can skip that if you want. Depends on how fast your computer is. I always recommend when downloading a DMG to allow that to go through. So these guys, it kind of is annoying when different developers package up their DMGs. Sometimes they'll have an applications folder where you want you to drag it to. That's proper. You never want to just run it right from here, because that's actually just temporarily there. It's not always going to be there, and that's just inside the DMG, inside the folder. So you actually want to move it to your applications folder. So we'll go back to Finder here. Just single click anywhere in the white space, go to File, New Finder window. Sometimes you can click down here, but this is a sure way. Alright, so you have this window open, just single click here, boom, drag, wada wada bing bang. Alright, so you hear the little dunk there, it's copied in. So now that that's open, there's a few things that we want to do before we fire up that application. And so we fire that up from the Finder. This is always going to prompt you. There is a terminal command that you can run to remove that, because it is kind of annoying. But it's helpful. It's kind of the sandboxing part of the operating system. So here's your blank window. This is kind of where all your transfers are going to be and all that good stuff. To save your bandwidth, and because a lot of people are on really kind of shitty internet connections, don't waste your bandwidth on uploading. Uploading is very important. It's the only way the torrenting community works. But if you're on limited bandwidth, try to at least upload a bit. But what I do is I cap my upload. Is I put it at 5 kilobytes. 5 to 10, whatever you want. You have to have a certain amount of upload, all right, or else the process just doesn't work correctly. Leave download rate whatever you want, and if you have a really crappy internet connection and you want us to be browsing while you're torrenting, then I would recommend maybe putting it, at 200 or 100 or something like that, because certain torrents can get up to, some of mine will get up to 1.4 megabytes, right? And if I don't have a good internet connection, my torrenting's hogging all the bandwidth. So make sure you put it at 5. Networking here, you want this to be green. I'm not going to get too much into this, but you can Google port forwarding if this is blocked. If you're on a commercial internet connection, well, first you probably wouldn't want to be torrenting on a commercial internet connection, but if you're at your home or whatever, just in a router, you'd have to do port forwarding to your computer's IP address, but it's better if this light is green. I've gone ahead and I've already opened that range up of ports there, so that's good. Yeah, that's all we have to do to get this going. Don't worry about peers and remote or anything like that. Alright, so this app's open. Let's go to Safari. And we're going to go to Pirate Bay. I can't, yeah, alright, it's piratebay.org. So go there. And we're, of course, torrenting. You can download anything. There is illegal content available to download, and I'm not going to condone it or whatever, so I'm going to show you how to download something that's open source. So Pirate Bay still shows stuff that's open source and that's free out there, and one good thing is we're just going to do a Linux operating system, because we all know that that's well, there is paid parts of it, but so anyway, so here's obviously I don't have my ad blocker in. Let's just quickly enable that because that's kind of annoying. Oh, it's not installed in this new user, so whatever. So here's the most important thing. So when you search it, you can tell it to customize it by whatever, up seeds and whatnot. I just leave it alone. So right now, it's going to be sorted by the most amount of seeds. Seeds are people that are currently sharing this file. So 82, that's not a very healthy torrent, but looking at the size of the file, that's not going to take very long. But if you have a movie that's about 600 megs and you've only got 82 seeds, it's going to take a little while. Like it could take, depending on your internet connection, can maybe take up to 2 to 3 days, depending on how big that file is. The bigger file, the less the seeds, the longer the download time. The more of the seeds, the smaller the file size. You get the point. So new movies, when it gets like an open source movie hits and it's like 600 megs and it's got like 1200 to 3000 seeders, bingo, get that shit. That's awesome. And the lower amount of leeches is better, and that's the LE, right? Because then that's less people trying to take from that one host, right? If there's only 82 hosts, like people, then if they don't have a really fast computer or fast internet connection with a good upload, you're not going to be getting that file very fast. So let's go ahead and we're just going to download it. Now with this magnet, this will automatically add it right into the transmission application, or you can download it into your downloads folder, then double click and blah 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 blah. I always just hit the magnet app, but for the sake of people not having, we'll just open this up, all right? Because some torrents don't always have this. So let's click this. Bloop. It's going to download. So we're going to go ahead and close out of this and close out of this. Close. There we go. So open up your downloads folder, okay? Or if it's not there in your dock, go to File or Finder. Click on Downloads, wada wada bing bang, right here. So you can double click on it. I always like to just drag it in. So right away it's going to show you, hey, this is what I'm downloading. With some movies, open source movies, or software, open source whatever, they sometimes send you like, torrent information and blah 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 blah. If you don't want that crap, which I normally don't, sorry, my cat is attacking the TV. You just uncheck this stuff. If there's a file in there you definitely want, like a sample or whatever, you can uncheck that and just download the sample. Or if there's a song and whatever, and you want a particular file, you click on this, and that will jump its priority. So that will be downloaded first above everything else. So let's go ahead and add it. And it tells you where it's going to go. And then there you go. So it's going to be downloading certain information from the, from online. It's going to tell you, yeah, see how its peers are climbing up. That's not always going to match the amount of seeds and leeches or the seeds that are on there, but not a huge deal. But see, like right away, I'm getting up. Like that 76 minute or file is going to be downloaded in 2 minutes. I've got, that's awesome, right? So, and this upload hasn't gone because I obviously don't have too much of the file, or nobody's really, getting, there's not too many leeches out there. And with the speed like this, it's great. So this is going to go through and download. And once it's done, it should drop it right into your downloads folder. And there you go. Right. So, and then you can delete this once that's gone. Sometimes, there's different things that you could do with the torrenting app. And whatnot, but this is the basics of it. All right, so there you go. That's the video. If you have any questions, leave them below in the description box. There's the Twitter stuff. You can follow the Twitter. I've got some pretty interesting comments or tweets and whatnot. So yeah, peace out and take her easy.